What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Kid Taj NBA. And the trade anticipation was such a big deal. We've known about, Kyrie, when is he going to get traded? When is he going to be out of there? And we were wondering when it was going to happen for so long. And it was such a big deal that I got to make a follow-up video because I feel like there's more to say. Yes, I covered the original trade. If you didn't see that video, please check that out because I thought it was an interesting take of the time, me saying that the Cavs actually won the trade, even though they shouldn't have won the trade for the position they were in. But I do believe they won the trade. Now, not everybody thinks that, but I'm definitely seeing more people leaning towards that side than others, which I was actually pretty surprised on because I feel like people were gonna overvalue Kyrie Irving like I see so much. But to the contrary, the majority of people really think that the Cavs won the trade. But we know that, more importantly, this sets a stage for both teams. And while I did talk a lot about the Cavs next year and what this means for them, I spent most of the video talking about the Cavs and their future and if LeBron leaves, if LeBron stays, and what they do with that pick and how Isaiah Thomas fits and all that. I didn't talk enough about the Celtics. I'm dedicating this video to what Kyrie Irving's future with the Celtics is like. What could be in store for this team in the future, the moves they've made, preparing to the point that they are at, and what they can do now. And I think it's very interesting because I did talk about last video when I didn't know before. I was talking about, what if Kyrie decides to opt out in 2 years? Well, we are receiving notice that there's a pretty good chance, a really good chance actually, that Kyrie Irving is apparently going to re-sign with the Boston Celtics when his contract is up, which will mean likely Kyrie Irving will play the rest of his prime, the entirety of his, best playing days as a Boston Celtic, which for Celtics fans, they should be ecstatic about this because Kyrie Irving right now is a young player and he's a guy that's going to be entering his prime in a year or two. And maybe he doesn't get that much better. Maybe he gets better from where he is now, which is, a pretty scary thought because he's already a top-tier scorer, really an upper-echelon scoring player right now. I do like to talk about how, the guy isn't well-rounded enough for him to be rated as highly as he is, in my opinion. But those things could change. Kyrie Irving's passing, playmaking ability could develop to a point where he's such a threat as more than just a scoring player on that offensive end. He might focus a little bit more on defense. These are ifs, of course, but, with a younger player like this, and I know it's weird to call him a young player because it feels like we've seen him so many times for so many years on a big stage that he shouldn't be considered that anymore, but he's not even in his prime yet, really. The guy can still grow, which is really the biggest positive for Celtics fans right now. And for me, the future of this team really depends on LeBron, I think. And it's funny because we talk about LeBron having this huge impact on other teams in the Eastern Conference and just players in the NBA. Did Kevin Durant really not want to go to the East because of LeBron? Players all around should want to go to the East, but it feels like no one can stop LeBron in the East. And maybe guys are scared or they think they have a better chance in the West somehow, which doesn't make any sense at all. But everyone's going to the West, which makes absolutely no sense because the West is better and guys that want to win should be in the East. But LeBron has proved time and time again, the guys that try to come and dethrone him in the Eastern Conference are just no match for him. And honestly, if LeBron decides to leave the East, which would be foolish if he does that, but everyone's talking about, he's going to go to the Lakers. If he goes to the Lakers and the Boston Celtics, they're pretty much a lock to be in the NBA Finals for years to come. They have Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward on their team locked in for years. With those two guys and the young core around them, you got guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. Wing players that can be great on this team, just more of them. Al Horford is still solid. They do obviously need a guy that can rebound better because that will be their downfall. This team, I don't think this team is capable of winning a championship the way they are right now. I think they need another center. I do. And that's why I was disappointed, very disappointed with them giving away that pick for Kyrie Irving. because I feel like if the Celtics were going to give away that pick, if they were going to give it away, because yes, they could have used it in the draft, they could have gotten someone like Marvin Bagley, which it's not a guarantee that he would be available for the pick they had. No one knows how good or bad the Nets are going to be this year, for sure, because you can't really count on them to be a 15th seed, and Marvin Bagley is going to be gone pretty fast in the draft, but the Boston Celtics did have an opportunity to, get one of those top picks. And if they weren't going to trade the pick away, they could have gotten someone like Marvin Bagley, a guy that's huge, a guy that would help them there. They need someone like a DeAndre Jordan. I'm not saying DeAndre Jordan, they need someone like DeAndre Jordan at center. And that, a guy that can protect the rim and grab rebounds, is all they need. That really is, because without that, what are they going to do? Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, and DeAndre Jordan on that Celtics team, yeah, that's a contender for sure. That team could beat LeBron. I think if you added DeAndre Jordan to the Celtics, I think that team could contend with the Cavs. I really do. I don't know if they would beat them, but they would definitely, have a shot at the title, because DeAndre Jordan changes everything. But instead, they used that pick on Kyrie. I know they wouldn't have had Kyrie, if they didn't use that pick. I get it. Apparently, the Cavs didn't want to let go of Kyrie without getting that pick. But they could have just kept Isaiah Thomas and then, got DeAndre Jordan with that pick, or a center that they like more, So I feel like they could have used that pick in a better way. I don't feel like Kyrie was worth Isaiah and the pick. Okay, so that being said, if LeBron is still in the Eastern Conference, I don't see the Celtics getting out of the East anytime soon unless LeBron falls off bad. And counting on LeBron to fall off, why should LeBron fall off? Age is always a factor. The amount of seasons he's played, he's going into his 15th season. It's unbelievable that LeBron's going into his 15th season as an NBA player. He plays so many minutes. He never misses games. He gets far into the playoffs every year. He's in the finals every year. He plays as many minutes per year. He plays more minutes every year than anyone. And he's in his 15th year, but he's not slowing down. I mean, you got to think he's going to slow down at some point, but then again, do you really think it's going to be like a drop, or do you think he's just going to decrease, gradually? It's absolutely insane, like the rate he's playing at. But LeBron really does decide what goes on in the Eastern Conference. And while I could see Kyrie and the Celtics being in that Eastern Conference Finals for years to come, there's really no reason for me to believe that they're capable of beating LeBron and the Cavs. While we have heard LeBron is 100% out of Cleveland, that is a rumor. We're not sure about that. And obviously a lot can happen in a year, and we could find ourselves in a totally different, scenario or situation by next year. So I don't know, but for me, that's just a huge roadblock. LeBron James and the Cavaliers being in the Eastern Conference is going to be a huge problem for the Celtics. And with this new Celtics team, the big problem for the Celtics against LeBron that we've always seen is still there. I mean, the fact that they don't have a guy in the paint to challenge LeBron. They don't have someone down low that can, stop him from scoring at will at the basket. There is nobody on the team that can do that. And that's a huge problem. A huge problem. If they had gotten someone like DeAndre Jordan to man the paint and be there when LeBron goes to the basket and stop him from, creating the plays or just scoring it well. I mean, we saw it last year. LeBron, it was a man amongst boys. And like it is with a lot of other teams, it's just not gonna cut it. It isn't. And you might look at well, how did he beat the Warriors? They have Zaza in the middle. Well, first of all, JaVale McGee played more minutes than Zaza Pachulia, and rightfully so. Second of all, Draymond Green is a rotating force on that team, and the help defense for the Warriors and rotations by the Warriors on defense is something that no other team can match. Kevin Durant and Draymond Green were on LeBron James, and you don't have guys that big, that long, that strong, right? You don't have guys in the Celtics like that. We're going to see, likely, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart on LeBron. And while those guys are capable defensive players, and good ones at that, I do not see how they can make enough of an impact to stop LeBron James. And then you just add in all the other players. They have Kevin Love, absolutely killed the Celtics last year. Isaiah Thomas is a killer in general, and the attention will be off him more. People are underestimating the fact that Isaiah Thomas in Boston was the #1 threat. Everybody was focusing on him. The whole defense was on him. Now the entire defense of a team that's playing LeBron in the Cavs, they're focusing on LeBron. Isaiah Thomas has so much more space to work, and it's going to make him even more lethal, I think. And playing with LeBron is always beneficial to players. They will make Isaiah better. I mean, I don't understand how the Celtics get rid of this LeBron and the Cavs roadblock. The only way I could see is if LeBron leaves and goes to the West. That's really the only way. Yes, the Celtics do have a bright future. Yes, they could make some more trades. They have prospects. They have, you know, and these guys they could develop. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're bright future prospects. However, they don't have any more picks. They're running out. They've run out. They're done. They don't have any more picks to trade. It's over. They're not getting any more of these young guys. So I don't know at this point. It's really hard to say how they get better unless they pull the trigger on a trade for a big man. That's the only way I can see it. Al Horford's getting up there in age too, so while these guys, Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, are entering their primes, I'm not exactly sure how this Al Horford thing is going to work with them. Because he's getting older, but more importantly, like, they need a guy that can protect the rim. And rebound, of course. Rebounding is the biggest deal. That's going to do it for this video. Of course, if the Celtics do have enough skill power, then they could probably overtake the Cavs in a few years when LeBron's getting older and maybe Isaiah opts out. You hope that everything goes right, but the Cavs are that roadblock. So, you know, that's going to be a issue for a few years, I think, for the Celtics. But you know what? They're still one of the brightest futures in the league. They're still going to be good for a long time. That's going to do it. I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. This has been my thoughts on Kyrie and the Celtics future. More about the Celtics future, really, than just Kyrie. But that's it. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.